Okay, let's jump right in. If you've ever stared at a math problem and felt instantly overwhelmed by numbers stacked heavily on top of each other, well, you are absolutely not alone. Fractions can be super intimidating, right? But today in this explainer, we're going to explore a really simple, highly visual pattern that's going to completely change how you look at them. We call it the anti-clockwise trick. So first things first, let's identify what we're actually dealing with here. Think about 2/5. It's perfectly balanced. It's a proper fraction where the smaller number is just comfortably sitting right there on top of the larger number. But then you get something like 11/5. It's super top-heavy. That's your classic improper fraction. And frankly, it looks like it's literally going to topple right over. Our goal today is to take these unbalanced numbers and convert them into neat, stable, mixed fractions. All right, let's move right into the main event here, the anti-clockwise trick. Now, instead of busting out some complicated algebra, we're literally just going to use our sense of direction. It boils down to 3 super simple steps. First, divide the top number by the bottom number. The answer you get, the quotient, that becomes your new whole number. Then, whatever you have left over, the remainder, that just moves right up to the top. And the denominator, that's your foundation, so it stays exactly the same. Okay, that sounds great in theory, but let's actually see this thing in action. Let's tackle 11/5. It's top-heavy, we need to fix it. So ask yourself, how many whole times does 5 go into 11 without going over? Let's just do that mental math real quick. 5, 10, 15. Well, 15's too big, right? So it's got to be 10. It goes in 2 times perfectly to make 10, which leaves us with a remainder of 1. Let's think back to our steps for a second. We just divided the numerator by the denominator. 11 divided by 5 gives us a quotient of 2 and a remainder of 1. So now we've got all our puzzle pieces, a 2, a 1, and our original denominator, which is 5. This is where the magic happens. Following that anti-clockwise movement, the 2 swings over to become the whole number on the left. The remainder of 1, it spins anti-clockwise right up to the top to become your new numerator. And the 5 just stays exactly where it started on the bottom. We just effortlessly turned 11/5 into the beautifully balanced fraction of 2 and 1/5. Just visualize that circle in your head. Left, up, bottom stays the same. Let's try this out on another one. 17/4. Again, super top-heavy. That 17 is just looming over the 4. So let's stabilize it. First step, take the top number, divide by the bottom. How many times can 4 fit inside 17? Let's count our multiples. 4, 8, 12, 16. 20 is too high. So the crucial takeaway here is that 4 goes into 17 4 times, getting us to 16, which leaves a remainder of exactly 1. So we have our quotient of 4, our remainder of 1, and our foundational denominator of 4. Now give those numbers that anti-clockwise spin. Brilliantly, 17/4 becomes 4 and 1/4. The quotient of 4 swung to the left, the remainder of 1 spun up to the top, and that original 4 just held its ground at the bottom. Once you catch the rhythm of this anti-clockwise spin, I promise you, you literally cannot unsee it. It's so satisfying. To make sure this really sticks, let's go over a quick trick chant. I love using a simple rhyme to cement rules like this into memory. It goes like this. Divide and see what the answer can be. Quotient whole, remainder top, denominator stays and never stops. It brilliantly tells you exactly where every single digit needs to go. Quotient whole, remainder top, denominator stays. Boom. The entire trick wrapped up in one catchy little verse. All right, time for the main event. Let's do some extended practice to really lock this in. Take 13/3. Applying our first step, how many whole times does 3 fit into 13? Think about it. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yep, 3 fits into 13 4 times. 4 times 3 gets us to 12. So to get to 13, we naturally have a remainder of 1. The math gives us a quotient of 4 and a remainder of 1. So where are they going to go? Give it the spin. It illustrates our anti-clockwise trick perfectly, landing us on 4 and 1/3. The quotient 4 takes its spot on the left, the remainder 1 loops up to the top, and the denominator 3 holds strong at the bottom. 13/3 is exactly the same value as 4 and 1/3. It's just written in a much more stable way. Okay, let's keep the momentum going with a classic 9/2. You are going to see this specific type of improper fraction out in the wild all the time, especially if you're ever doubling a recipe in the kitchen. We really need to know what 9/2 looks like as a mixed fraction. What's the first step? Divide. 2 goes into 9 perfectly 4 times because 4 times 2 is 8. And that leaves us with just 1 left over. So quotient is 4, remainder is 1. You should be feeling pretty confident by now about the travel path of these digits. Rotate them around, and we successfully land on 4.5. The 4 moves left, the 1 spins to the top, the 2 stays put. 9/2 is exactly 4.5. I mean, think about it with pizzas. If you've got 9 half slices of pizza sitting there, you've got exactly 4 whole pizzas and 1 half pizza left over. The math literally just describes reality. Let's tackle one more, slightly larger example to really stress test this. 15/4. Now the numbers might be a little bigger, but the anti-clockwise rule? It does not change. The process is completely bulletproof. So 15 divided by 4. Let's do the mental math. 4 fits into 15 3 times, which gets us to 12. Count up from 12 to 15, 13, 14, 15, so we have a remainder of 3. Now, this one's kind of funny because both our whole number quotient and our remainder happen to be exactly the same number, 3. But hey, we don't panic. We just follow the exact same anti-clockwise path as always. Spin them into place, and your final answer is 3 3/4. The first 3, the quotient, becomes the big whole number on the left. The second 3, the remainder, spins right on up to the top. And the 4 stays on the bottom. 15/4 is beautifully transformed into 3 3/4. So, to quickly recap everything we've covered in this explainer, whenever you come across a top-heavy fraction, literally just divide and spin those numbers into their new homes. An improper fraction is simply a fraction with a larger numerator, and your solution is always the anti-clockwise trick. Quotient becomes the whole number, remainder becomes the top number, denominator stays the same.